Hello everybody out there and welcome to another Town of Salem Coven guide. So today we're going to be talking, we're going to be doing another little guide video. I've played enough at this point that I can actually adequately sit here and tell you some of my thoughts and tips and opinions in terms of winning as the Coven faction. So I wanted to start with Coven as a whole before I break down any individual roles, because certain roles have very, very cool tactics that they can utilize. But I want to do one for just winning as Coven in general. I do feel like Coven is a little bit weak in comparison to the same amount of Mafia players. So 4 Coven I think is weaker than 4 Mafia. However, people are starting to learn the techniques and the tricks that are actually really useful to make Coven, quite powerful, and maybe even as powerful or more powerful than Mafia is, if you determine the early to the middle game, and depending on your setups as well. So I want to just go through here real quick. Please stick through the entire video. There's a lot of good information here if you want to win as Coven. And there's certainly some things that are missing from here, and feel free to add some additional comments, or if you disagree, let me know that in the comment section down below. So let's start by saying that the first 2 days or so are absolutely critical for Coven. I think that the first days are more critical for Coven than they are for Mafia. I've seen Mafia have slow starts and come back dramatically. But Coven, I think, really needs those first couple days to build the momentum that's going to be able to pull them into the late game, because Coven, I find, are easy to kill and easy to find. And whereas Mafia is a little bit harder to take care of. They're a little bit harder in terms of finding out who's evil and actually killing them. So among that same thought process, the first 2 days are critical. You need to get as many kills as possible utilizing what it is that you have available to you. So for example, using Medusa. So using Medusa early consists of this. Your first 2 days, you might want to have your Coven leader actually control people into Medusa and make Medusa alert, do her little stone gazing for that night. That actually gets you a kill for the first 2 nights instead of sitting there, kind of picking your nose for the first 2 nights. You're actually end up getting kills, which is really important for the early game. In addition, you cannot see their roles. Town cannot see their roles, so you immediately take out some potential claims, or add, I should say, some potential claims to Coven for later on. Very strong start is using the Coven leader to control people into the Medusa stone gaze. So maximize your KP, and this goes back to kind of what I was saying right at the beginning, where you want to kill as many people as fast and as early as possible, because you will lose some people as time goes on. You're really easy to find and you're really easy to kill. So because of that, you want to keep in mind that poisoners should be active all the time, and poisoning people that are not the same people that are being targeted by your Coven leader, by your Medusa, or by your Hexmaster, whatever. You want to make sure that you're spreading out the KP as much as possible, so you're not targeting one specific person and wasting your power per night. So for example, Necromancers, it's actually a really good idea for Coven to kill roles that have kill potential, because then you can actually use those roles, if you have a Necromancer, at night to actually get another kill, an additional kill. So it's very potential to have 3 kills for the first couple days per day, if you get a little bit lucky with Coven and if you have the right role mixture. So maximize your KP as early as possible. Chaos, just like with Mafia, Chaos is your friend. You want if there is conversation happening in the town, you want it to be this way and that way, and you want there to be confusion on everybody's brain. You don't want anybody to have a clear picture of what's going on, because confusion makes people not want to vote. Chaos makes you not want to vote, makes you not want to hit guilty, makes you not want to vote people up. And Coven does better when Town is not voting than when Town is voting. Of course, Coven can also vote, and if you're lynching a town member or neutral killing, that's fine. But generally speaking, a town that talks a lot and has information being passed from one person to another person is really good for Town and really bad for Coven or Mafia. Silent towns, on the same note, are actually good for you. So don't encourage talking if you don't have to. If there is any talking going on, make sure you're making it as confusing as possible, hopefully without looking particularly evil. But silent towns are actually good for you, because that means that there's information that's being gathered that isn't being shared. And when information is shared, that's when you get found out. Town does well with information, Coven does not. Coven already has all the information it needs. Well, not really, but it has the majority of the information it needs in terms of who is on my team. Town doesn't have that. Let's keep it that way. Prepare your claims. As with all evil roles, you really want to have your claims prepared. You want to have a fake claim ready to go. I understand it's a little bit hard for Coven, because we're not as familiar at this point with what it is that the Coven people are showing up to for investigative, etc. But have your claims ready. Keep in mind that you don't have to claim the role that you show up as investigator. There's other claims that you could have that you can make instead. So A lot of times I find that in a game where there is an investigator, it may be easier, or if you don't know if there is, it's easy enough to just claim a role that has nothing to do with your actual role and isn't in the same investigative list as your role, and that just kind of keeps you one step further from being picked out as the necromancer or the coven leader, etc. But you should have those claims prepared. Very common ones are medium, psychic, and vigilante. I would be cautious of those because they may be easy to fake. At least some of them, and it depends on each situation, of course. It may be easy to fake, but they're also very common. So people tend to take those with a bit of a grain of salt. Now, be willing to sacrifice, especially one another, especially if it's the weaker role. There's a lot of strength to sticking together. And so if there is a vote going up on one of your members and it's close and it could go either way, always come out opposed to it. Because you don't want to actually be the person that leads to your guy getting lynched. Even if you don't come out and just say, I'm opposed to this lynch, you can add in some contradictory information, even if it's fake information, that just throws chaos back into the mix and makes town less likely to want to actually vote up or vote guilty. That's totally fine. However, if the time comes when somebody needs to go down for your crimes in the coven, make sure you're willing to sacrifice them. But try to make sure that it's in the way that makes you look as innocent as possible, and the way that's going to hurt Coven the least amount as possible. So, if there's two people being pushed up, a poisoner and a hexmaster, and they're one of them is going to die, you're better off letting the hexmaster die in most cases. Use your brain to make sure that you're keeping as much KP on the table as possible. KP, by the way, means killing potential. Alright, so communicate whenever possible. This is something that evils have always had a hard time doing, and now with the spy gone, it's a little bit easier to do so. Or we're not spy gone, but spy not able to tell, read whispers. It's a little bit easier to do this. So when you guys, if there's not a spy, when you guys are in dead chat, go ahead and let each other know what roles you guys plan on claiming. And that way, when you're talking during the day, if you guys get called out for whispering, you can say, listen, I was talking to so-and-so, and we're talking about results, okay? So chillax. And that's constant communication is always a good thing for evil. Constant, maybe not so much, but you want to share information between each other so that if something happens, there's still the possibility of the coven still having the information that you have. Town also wants to share information. All groups want to share information, so your goal should be for you and your coven to share as much information as you can while making it as hard as possible for town to share the same information. And finally, hunt down the neutral killing early. I'm not talking about kill them necessarily, but you want to know who they are because neutral killing is deadly. Super, super, super deadly to Coven. Coven doesn't have a lot of particularly great ways to slow down or to stop neutral killing from kind of doing its job. And it really has no real defensive mechanisms against it, except for if you consider that the Potion Master has the heal, which is a little bit of a hit and miss. That's actually a big hit and miss. So Coven is definitely weaker against neutral killing than Mafia is, in my opinion. Mafia gets to find out the neutral killing with Consigliere, and Mafia gets to potentially roadblock them. Mafia gets to kind of control them. Mafia has their death will right off the bat in order to kind of get the information out as to who is immune or not. So Mafia has, typically speaking, an easier time finding and killing the neutral killers. You will have a harder time as Coven, so it's very important that you keep your mind up and you pay attention to what's going on so you can try to find that person, the neutral killings, if there's any in the game, and be ready to kill them in the most efficient way as possible. Boom, that's a lot of information, guys, and I'm sure that I missed some good tips and stuff for Coven, but just trying to get this out there to you guys so that you guys can hopefully improve some of your gameplay. And particularly what I want to kind of slam home here today is that the first few days are very mission critical for Coven. And Coven has a hard time staying alive. And so your goal should be making the game as short as possible. There's not a lot of really great long plays that I figured out with Coven to this point. That's not to say that they're not there, of course. But I tend to find that you want to kill as fast and as hard as possible. You want talent on their back leg right off the bat. That's why I like controlling people into Medusa early on as Coven leader, because that kind of gets some roles off the table that town may never know what it is, especially if there's not a retributionist or a medium. So there's some very powerful early tactics for Coven, and you do want to get as many people down early on so you have an easier time when you do start to lose your members as time goes on, because guess what, you're going to. It's hard. It's kind of hard to claim as Coven. We're still learning the ropes for it. And it's really easy to kill Coven, both with Town with KP can kill Coven really easily, and neutral killings can kill Coven really easily. So keep that in mind, guys. Hope you all enjoyed and found this helpful. If you did find this guide to be helpful, go ahead and leave a like, comment. If I missed something, comment and let me know what I missed down below, and I'll be sure to address the comments as they come in. And finally, guys, if you're new here, I have a whole bunch of Town of Salem and other gameplay. There's some really cool stuff. I love doing guides and different kind of fun videos. So go ahead and subscribe if you're new here. Hit that sub button. Make sure you guys subscribe if you already subscribed, or if you're not. Make sure that you when you do subscribe, or if you are subscribed, that you hit that little notification bell, that you get notified when I'm releasing new content. It's the best way for you guys to keep up to date with the games that I play and with myself, my own life. And I hope you found this helpful. What's left to say, guys? Oh, I know what's left to say. That's it, guys. Peace out.